Who spent the first week of March of last year panic buying food?
Yeah.
Anybody?
And toilet paper.
Yeah. You know what I bought at Costco? 12-pack of canned green beans. Guess how many cans of green beans I have eaten since then? 0. Not a single one. But we were all afraid of what? Disease transmission. The entire time. We've been living in that fear till even now. So what I want to talk to you today about is the 3 main ways that diseases are transmitted. Physical contact, droplet, and aerosolization. So, what are those different forms? Physical contact, it's pretty obvious. That's you touch somebody else's hand, or they touch a doorknob, they touch a door, and they take whatever was on your hand, or vice versa, and it ends up in your mouth, your eyes, or another orifice somehow, and in turn, you become infected, that virus or bacteria replicates in your system, and as a result, you get sick. So the second key way and most common way of viral transmission is what? Droplet.
Remind us of the first one again. Just
So we
clean the
just
transition.
talked about physical contact.
Yeah.
It's very common. Droplet spread. What have we all been doing over the last year? Generally is wearing masks, or talking about wearing masks, at least, right? So that's generally protected with droplet protection. It's going to keep the spit that comes out of your mouth when you speak from getting into somebody else's mouth or eyes or nose, and keeping them from getting sick. Now, it ideally does something for you wearing that mask over your nose and mouth, keeps that from getting into your nose and mouth, but it does nothing for your eyes. So you can get particles of somebody's spit or something coming out of their mouth, snot. This is pretty disgusting to talk about, I know, but it can end up in your eyes as well. And that can also make you sick. Bacteria, viral particles. So lastly, aerosolization. What's that? It's when the we've already talked about physical contact. We've talked about droplet protection. Aerosolization is the smallest particles that could get into your nose, mouth, eyes, or any orifice. They're too small to generally be covered by a mask, right? So in that case, you're gonna need a hazmat suit. You're gonna need to keep one in the trunk of your car because there's nothing that's probably gonna keep you from that aerosolization. So what's the benefit of knowing these different ways of disease transmission? Well, you're gonna know that by protecting yourself, even from common colds, common flus, bacteria, you're going to have greater productivity because you're not going to be calling in sick. Your coworkers are going to have greater productivity because they're not going to be calling in sick. And you're going to have overall better health and enjoy the days that you live on Earth to the fullest. So here's what I want you to do. As you leave the room today and prepare for lunch, I want you to just remember 2 things. Wash your hands and cover your mouth when you cough. Thanks, everybody.
Good job.